An Ethiopian political party says that the era of EPRDF was better than Prosperity Party's era. The party chairman talked about the environment, political environment for activities to prepare for the election due to be held in June next year in Ethiopia. Secondly, the Tsimdo activities ongoing at the Tsimdo activity was held on Eritrea Tigray border, but this time we did not see Tigrayan flags there. What happened? Were Tigrayans invited or not? Uh, let's start with the news story about complaints and concerns of Ethiopian political parties, some of which are participating in the next election for which National Election Board of Ethiopia is making preparations. Nebe is not firstly ensuring uh, free and meaningful participation of political parties while making big decisions. Political parties say that when Nebbe invites political parties for discussions or for briefings or for exchange of views, Nebbe generally issues short notices. The parties are not given time for internal discussions. NABE is basically making unilateral preparations for election without taking all opposition parties on board, which is correct, by the way. This election, due to be held next year, won't be different from the election held in 2021. And I've been saying for a year now that conflicts will go on in Ethiopia until the election. Election will be held in an atmosphere of conflict and uncertainty. And this atmosphere of conflict and uncertainty will be used to deploy military and to get results of its choice by the ruling party. That is why you won't see any solution in Amhara region to the armed conflict. You won't see any solution to the conflict in Oromia, and maybe no solution in Tigray to until the election is held. Though Tigray, I think, is a flashpoint. Professor Murira Gudina is head of Oromo Federalist Congress (OFC), a political party which a few days ago wrote a letter to Oromia president. OFC and OLF wanted to meet Oromia regional president Shimalis Abdisa. Professor Murira Gudina says that EPRDF was better in terms of creating environment for the free activities of political parties before election. EPRDF era was better than PP era. It's, by the way, serious allegation because Ethiopian PM claims that with his coming to power, a new era of freedom and liberties ushered in. But Professor Moreira has shared some facts from the ground. Professor says that political parties cannot go beyond Sululta. They cannot just, they cannot leave Addis Ababa. They cannot carry out any political activity in any part of Ethiopia outside Addis Ababa. Why? Because there are security issues. And he said that during EPRDF era, he used to travel up to Desi, Kambolcha for political activities. Now it's not possible. Why? Because by road travel is not safe. I think Professor is correct. By road travel is not safe. No one can deny that. And it's not easy to carry out any political activity. It's not easy to organize a procession or a rally in Oromo and Amhara. And if political parties cannot travel, if their leaders cannot travel, if they cannot do engagement activities, they won't be able to send their message to their people. How can election be called free, fair, and transparent where opposition parties are not allowed to carry out any activity? Rallies of opposition parties could be targeted. Leaders could be killed. They could be attacked. PP is in a position to carry out its activities. We know that PP-backed gatherings are organized in Amhara, in Oromo, in other parts of Ethiopia. It means there is no level playing field. The professor's accusations against Nebe, that Nebe is making preparation unilaterally, are correct. Uh, Political parties have been demanding reforms in the way Nebe was constituted. Political parties want level playing field. Political parties want end to security issues in Ethiopia before the holding of election, but none is being taken seriously. None of this demand is being taken seriously by the government. So you'll see a controlled election in 2026 in Ethiopia. Results, I think, not difficult to be predicted, I think. Secondly, another the Tsimdo activity has been organized on Tigray Eritrea border. The Tsimdo means reconciliation between Tigrayan and Eritrean communities. Tigray People Liberation Front says that the Tsimdo is basically between border communities. It's not official alliance or official engagement between Tigray government and Eritrean government, TPLF and PFDJ, Tigray military and EDF. Just border communities are meeting, which is not true, by the way, because we know that TPLF and PFDJ have agreed on something, and after that, these border activities started. And secondly, how can you cross border? You are not crossing border within a country. Rather, you're crossing international borders. It's a violation of country's sound integrity if borders are crossed without approval. But it's happening. It means that government is fully on board. PFDJ fully on board. Both governments fully on board. On Eritrea Tigray border, a mosque has been inaugurated for Muslims. Muslims of both sides of the border, Tigrayan Muslims and Eritrean Muslims, can use this mosque for their religious activities. Abil Said was invited to the mosque construction inauguration ceremony. Muslim clerics were there too. Tigrayans were invited too, reportedly, because the mosque is being built for both Muslims and Muslims of Tigray and Eritrea. I did not see any flags of Tigray in that ceremony, but people say that some Tigrayans did participate from Tigray side. The mosque is being built on Eritrean side of the border across Mirab River on Eritrean soil, but it's right on border. It means that Tigrayans can also make use of this mosque. So this the Tsimdo activity. It's the Tsimdo activity. It was organized at a time when Tigrayans are busy with a religious program in Aksum. Orthodox followers have been traveling to Aksum for this religious program. Thousands of people participating there, and vigil was organized 48 hours ago to commemorate the sacrifices of those who died in Aksum during war. And if you remember, TPLF and Tigray government in the past accused Eritrean military that Eritrean military committed a massacre of civilians in Aksum during war. Eritrea denies. Federal government of Ethiopia also denies. So in Aksum now, when Commemoration of the Axom massacre is being organized. On the other side of the border in Eritrea, Eritrea is sending a message of solidarity by inviting Muslims of Tigray to come to Eritrea in border areas for worship and other religious activities. The Tsimdo has a meaning, it has a purpose, but only if federal government is involved. If federal government is not involved, all the development, all the progress being made for border engagement between Tigray and Eritrean communities could be reversed if alliances change. So, for long-term benefits of the Tsimdo, I think all parties should be involved: federal government, Tigray, and Eritrea. That can lead to lasting peace in border areas. Thanks for watching.